Hey everyone, so I'm just going to take a look at the Transformers Kingdom Battle Across Time Grimlock. So as you can see on the picture of the box, it does come with two characters, or two figures. So in the next review, I will be taking a look at Transformers Autobot Mirage. So do stay tuned for that. But of course, here is Grimlock, and he looks amazing. I'm going to move him off to the side so I can take a look at the packaging. As you can see, the packaging is really, really big. That's why I didn't put, Grimlock on the turntable because it just wouldn't fit. But as you can see, the packaging looks amazing. Really nice artwork here of Grimlock and Mirage. We do have Waspinator just kind of peeking out of that cliff right there, ready to attack them from behind. We do have some laser bolts. We do have another raptor on there. We do have some pterodactyls, and interesting enough, we do have Sandstorm right there, I'm pretty sure, from the Selects line. We do have a figure of that, so that is kind of interesting how he's there. Not sure, maybe that will relate somehow in future Amazon exclusives. We do have Grimlock, he transforms into 28 steps. We do have Mirage, which transforms into 20 steps. So that's pretty much it for the packaging, so I think we'll just move on to the figure himself. It is Maximal Grimlock, and I think he looks absolutely amazing. Let's take a look at the details, and then we'll get into the rest of the review. So, here he is, and I think he looks really cool. Very, very nice Raptor, of course. He is just a repaint, slight remold of Maximal Dinobot, or Predacon Dinobot, depending on what side you want him to be on. I'm just going to lower the camera a tad bit. So here is the details. I really, really like the darker gray and white mixture between all this. The stripes are amazing. Head sculpt of the dinosaur is amazing. Nice, really, really bright green and black for the eye. We have some nice white for the teeth, and of course red for the tongue. Very, very nice. Really, really cool detailing. Of course, we do have some scaling, texturing all over, pretty much everywhere, really. Even on the feet, very, very, very creepy, scary nails there, very sharp. We do have some sharp claws in the front. Very, very cool. Overall, just a really, really cool, very realistic dinosaur. So, of course, people do have some problems with this figure. Mine are really just the transformation, but what other people don't like is how the hands are all just connected together. There's no articulation in the fingers, which I do agree with. That is kind of a shame. It was the same way, of course, with Dinobots, but still, that does not make this a bad figure at all. But overall, very, very, very cool. So we're going to do a quick comparison, just kind of an odd one. I just want to compare it with a kind of random figure, and then of course when he's in robot mode, I will compare him with his packmate, also Dinobot. So I'm just going to zoom out the camera just a tad bit so we can get everything in shot. I thought I'd compare him with Kingdom Rodimus Prime, so I would compare him with, more of a natural alt mode and a more beast alt mode, just to show you how they scale together. But pretty good size. I mean, he is more compact, he is more spread out, of course. So, very, very cool. He is a commander class, but most people consider Rodimus to be a leader class, of course, but still very, very cool. I didn't attach his trailer because that would pretty much dwarf Grimlock here, but still very, very cool comparison. So that's pretty much it. So let's get into the articulations. So for the head here, of course, it can open pretty much that wide. It can close. It can move that far down. It's a very tight joint, and it can move that far up. For the small little arms, they can move all the way around here. There is a hinge here, so it can hinge that far back and that far forward. There is a ball joint at the claw here, so it can have lots of articulation. Of course, the same for the other one. The tail does not have any articulation. If you want to loosen it a little bit, you can kind of loosen it from that groove, and you can rotate it around, but of course, don't try and rotate it when it's fully tabbed in. For the legs here, you can move them out if you want to, but that's really a part of transformation. There is a hinge that can hinge forward and back. There is a slight ankle swivel, sort of. You can collapse the toes and the back toes, of course. That's really just because it is the hand of the robot, but still quite cool. So overall, pretty good articulation for this figure. So I guess let's get into transformation. So I will try and not lose you. The transformation for Dinobot and Grimlock, I do agree is not very smooth at all, but hopefully I will be able to show you very, very well. So first off, what we're going to want to do is just detach the tail here. Hopefully it won't fly out of my hand like before, and you're just going to open this section up just like that, and then you can take out this blade, and we'll save that for later. So now on to the main event. You're just going to bring these sections up like this, and then you can go back here. And as you can see, these little grooves are just right in that little niche, or whatever you want to say right there. Just bring those out like that and loosen that. Quite easy. And as you can see, these are the legs, so you're going to want to collapse that panel there. Do the same thing on the other side. Collapse that panel there. Bring the feet down, bring the heel spur out. Do the same thing for the other foot, bring the foot out, and then bring the heel spur out, just like that. And the legs are pretty much done. So there you go. And then you can rotate at the waist, and that's properly oriented. Then you can bring the dino head down, just like that. And then we have it kind of spread out and stuff like that, so now we can detach this little section here. Sometimes it can be a little tight. And it reveals the head, which is excellently sculpted. You can bring this whole section forward, and then you're going to bring this back, and as you can see, there is a tab that will go into the slot of the head, and that will just tab right into place. So now we are starting to really form a robot. As you can see, you're going to want to, as you can see, there is a groove there that will just kind of tab into place. Just hold everything down, make sure everything tabs into place nice and securely, just like that. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain. There you go. And of course, there is some hollow areas which we will fill in just a second. Now, what you can do for the arms is flap that piece forward, and then you can bring the arm up. Make sure that's forward, just like that. Do the same thing for the other side. So you're going to bring this piece forward, move the arm up, and then just bring it down. Leave the arm out of the way, and then you can bring the dino hand forward. You're going to rotate the claw, and as you can see, on the inside there is a slot and a tab on that piece, and it doesn't perfectly stay in place. You did hear most likely a clicking sound, but it does not always stay in place, but hopefully it will not move. So there is one side all complete. There is a tab there that's supposed to slide into that area. Again, not fully secure, but not the worst. So you can just position the arm however you wish. Really does not matter. I'm just going to position it like that. Do the same thing on the other side. Just tab that into place, bring this whole section forward, bring that up, and then there's of course a tab and a slot in the little dino hands, and then there you go. Bring that down, rotate at the shoulder, and then just position these arms however you wish. So here we have Maximal Dinobot. He's kind of messed up a little bit, so I'm just going to go off cam, fix him up a little bit, and we'll take a look at the. We have Maximal Dinobot. I just wanted to go off cam and fix him up a little bit. He's a little bit messed up from the transformation, but here he is, nice and neat and tidy, and I think he looks absolutely amazing. So of course, again, he is a repaint, slight remold of Dinobots. He is a little wobbly, unfortunately, because of the feet aren't the best. It was the exact same way for Kingdom Wave 2, I'm pretty sure, Dinobots, which is unfortunate, but overall, just an amazing mold of the figure. Really, really nice head sculpt. We'll get closer into the details, but I do want to say it is a good figure. I wouldn't say it's an improvement. Comment down below which one you like more of the molds, Dinobots or Grimlock. But here he is. He looks amazing. Starting at the head sculpt, we do have some very, very nice bright green for the eyes, some lighter gray for the faceplate, and some darker green for the helmet. For the arms, we have some nice white and some gray for the claws or hands. For the chest, we do have a little eye there sticking out. We do have some nice red on both sides. We do have the dino head just slanted like that, as you can see, which is pretty cool. Really just a faux dino head for the chest, which looks amazing. We do kind of have some spinal detailing on the crotch, which is very, very cool. We do have some nice chrome all over. Looks amazing. We have some nice white, and of course, again, the texturing and the scaling is just all over the figure, really just except about the head, but just looks amazing. And the same pattern really follows for the feet. Just looks really, really cool. On the back, we do have that gray and white stripe still, which looks amazing. Looks really, really cool. And that's pretty much it for details. So, accessory-wise, he has the same exact accessories as Dinobot. So, what you're going to want to do is just open the hand up, and you have this little sword or shield piece, and you can just get the hand, and there is a peg and a port in the hand, and that will just plug right into place. So, just get his hand, plug that right into place. Sometimes it's a little fiddly, and just collapse his fingers around it, and there you go. There he has his sword, kind of shield. No, it doesn't spin, which a lot of people complained about, but honestly, I don't think it bothers me that much. You know, a lot of people complain about that with Dinobot as well, and all I said really was, you know, it's the first time we've gotten a Dinobot in a really, really long time, so I just appreciate it for what it is. So now what we can do is just open up the other hand. Of course, he has to have the signature sword as well, and just have that into place. It works the same. There is just a, peg for the sword and a port in the hand, and that will just peg right into place. Yes, he is kind of leaning a little bit. That's why I keep trying to move him up a little bit, because, again, doesn't stand the best. But still, a very, very cool-looking figure. Let's get a quick comparison with Grimlock. So we're just going to move him off to the side there so we can fit in everyone. Here he is, of course, with his mold mate, Dinobot. So in my opinion, I really do think, I really like Dinobot more. Yes, Grimlock is a good figure, but if you watch me for a long time, you know I just absolutely love Dinobot. The character, the figure, just overall, just the concept of him is amazing. Yes, I do think they use the mold well with Grimlock. It is really, really cool, but it does really have all the same, good qualities, and there is some problems here and there, like the transformation. Also, it's a little bit wobbly sometimes, but of course, if I spent enough time, I could get him in a really, really cool pose. And, flat, not wobbling at all, but still very, very cool. So I'm just going to move Dinobot off to the side. So as you saw, of course, Dinobot is pretty much the exact same as Grimlock, just a brand new head sculpt, and of course, just different paint apps. That's pretty much it. So here he is with his pack-mate, Mirage. And if you want to see Dinobot again, of course, to scale-wise, he is a Voyager, and in the pack, of course, Mirage is more of a deluxe, but he did come with 2 accessories. They both do come with 2 accessories, but yeah. So yeah, as you can see, very 2 cool figures that came in the same, that came in this pack. I will review Mirage soon, of course, so do stay tuned for that. But yeah, again, it's just new head sculpt between Dinobots and Grimlock, and paint apps. That's pretty much it. Same accessories, same sculpt otherwise, very, very similar. But very, very, very cool. So I'm just going to move both these figures off to the side, and we'll just get into articulation, and then we'll just get into some final thoughts. So I'm just going to take the sword and shield piece out of his hand so it doesn't get in the way. So just open up his claws here, and just pop them out just like that. So for the head, you can rotate all the way around, just like that. You can look that far up, that far down. It can move side to side. Very, very good articulation. For the arm, it can rotate all the way around. There is a swivel. If we keep the shoulder in place, there is a swivel. There is a elbow bend, forward and back, to a very good degree. There is another swivel at the hand, and of course the hands can open and close. Same for the other arm. There is a swivel at the waist all the way around, very good degree. If we move the arms out of the way, there is a full split. It can kick that far forward, that far back. It is slightly stopped by this little back piece. It kind of sticks out more than the front, so it does kind of, limit the articulation. For the bend, it can bend like that. And of course, there is the typical ankle tilts to a very good degree. he is in a very weird position right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for articulations. Overall, quite good articulation. Let's get into some final. Overall, this figure is just amazing. Yes, it is just a repaint with the brand new head sculpt. Overall, it's a pretty good figure. Starting with the robot mode, amazing accessories. They are the exact same sculpt as Dinobot, just new paint apps, of course. The head sculpt is amazing. Really, really nice green for the eyes that do really just pop. Nice gray and dark gray mixture. Really like the stripes all over the figure, of course, between the gray and the white. Looks amazing. Nice texturing all over the figure. Transformation is good, just can be kind of a pain at times. I think it's easier to transform it from the dino to the robot than the robot to the dino. In my personal opinion, I could be just, different feathers. Articulation for the robot mode is great. Lots of joints here and there. Very tight joints for the arms and legs. Good articulation for the head, of course. For the dino mode, again, really nice scale texturing over. Very, very realistic look of the dino. Really, really realistic, feel of the dino mode. Looks amazing. Articulation, yes, it is limited. It is a dino. Of course, a lot of people don't like how the hands have no individual finger articulation. I do agree with that critique. I do really wish there was more articulation in the fingers. But, again, I said this. I'm going to say the same thing now that I said with the Dinobot review. It was the first time I ever got a Dinobot figure, and I really, really like the character of him. And, of course, you can either get this, or you can get the masterpiece one, which is like $400. So, really just your choice. But yes, the stripes on the raptor are amazing. Looks really, really cool. Really like the nice raptor head sculpt. Nice green again for the eyes. Sharp teeth. Really nice detailing of the tongue. Overall, really, really good. So, amazing figure. Let me know what you think in the comments. Really hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think of this figure. And do you like this figure more than Dinobot? Or do you like Dinobot more? Also, which one in this pack do you like more, Grimlock or Mirage? And I think that's it, so I'll see you next time.